Romance is in the air. And apparently so is regret. If you couldn't guess based off my clever intro, I just saw Regretting You, the newest film based off a novel by Colleen Hoover.
No regrets, right?
This film is directed by Josh Boone and stars a popular cast. We have Allison Williams, McKenna Grace as her daughter, Dave Franco, Scott Eastwood, who looks just like Clint Eastwood, I might add. Well, not now. Clint Eastwood's like 95 and a little more wrinkly. But when he was young, which makes sense because, he's his son. And then Mason Thames, who I have seen everywhere lately. I'd never even heard of him until I saw How to Train Your Dragon, but now I've seen him in Black Phone 1, Black Phone 2, and Regretting You all this year. By the way, I think he'd make a great Nightwing, just saying. So when I saw the trailer for this movie, the premise looked wild. And after seeing this movie, it is wild. In short, we see Allison Williams and Dave Franco as their significant others suffer a terrible accident. And not only that, but we see them have to overcome a large betrayal as well. Then we have McKenna Grace also working through emotions after the accident, her little side love story with Mason Thames. And there's a lot of twists and turns and, a few love triangles going on. So I was very surprised after I watched this to see how much hate it's getting. Now, I've never read Colleen Hoover's books. I've heard people are iffy on those. And I know It Ends With Us also got a lot of hate. And I think a lot of that also comes from Blake Lively and her little drama side thing with the director. But personally, I don't see the hate. I really enjoyed this movie. I went in expecting one thing and I came out getting what I expected. Now I'll say this, it is The Notebook. The Notebook for me is like top tier, grade A, grade S class. It's pretty fantastic, in my opinion. But Regretting You has a 28% on Rotten Tomatoes, and every Reddit thread about this movie seemed to be filled with just comments just bashing it. Once again, I don't get it. I was entertained, the premise was wild, which made it entertaining, and the actors did a pretty decent job. I will say Dave Franco does look like he's constipated or just in pain most of the time, but I swear he's just always like, I can't do the sad eyes. How do you do the sad eyes? Yeah, I don't know. Then we have Allison Williams with her crazy intense stares, Does anybody get what I'm saying? Am I the only one that sees that with these two characters? I really liked how this film dived into not just only how to deal with loss and the complex emotions that we already have when losing a loved one, but loss after realizing there was a huge betrayal. Because stuff like that does happen. I mean, probably not to this level all that much. I'm sure it's happened at times. But, gosh, I'm really trying to do this without spoilers. I'll make some shorts after this. But we see a mother and a father trying to figure out how to mourn the loss of those they loved while also dealing with the regret, hence the name, Regretting You. Then we see a daughter who goes the other way and just decides to go full on into rebellion to deal with her emotions. I thought there was a lot of good concepts going on there. Does anybody else think Dave Franco still looks really young and good for his age? They do some flashbacks in this movie where he's supposed to be 18 or 19. And yeah, they made him look even younger, which was very impressive to me. I'm 31. I guess I can play a high schooler. You guys think so? Shave the beard and just, I don't know, how do high schoolers act? No cap, bro. We were jiving. It was lit, fam. No, maybe that's too old. It's more like 6, 7. I think I've got a lot to look forward to in my acting career. There were some things that I didn't jive with, but for reals, there's some interesting things they did, like the daughter, I can't remember her name, but McKenna Grace's character, right after a part that's like very emotional and sad, she just goes off and, giggles, maybe has some substances. But I get we all cope differently with trauma. Just was interesting. And then the romance between the different characters. So there's two different couples we see. We see Allison Williams and someone she liked from years before coming together. And then we see McKenna Grace and Mason Thames characters coming together. And I don't know how to say it. It wasn't bad, but there wasn't like a ton of spark. Once again, The Notebook, bam, you feel it. Ryan Gosling and what's her name? Pretty girl from The Notebook. I'm spacing out. But you feel it. It's like probably like very unrealistic. Like I do believe there are couples out there that just feel that, and it's just these explosions and fireworks a lot of the time. But yeah, so on one hand, Regretting You probably was more realistic. Not with the crazy trauma stuff, but with the love and romance. Yeah, like there's not crazy sparks that I felt coming from the movie. And maybe they're supposed to be, but I didn't feel it, which often when you find someone, there are some sparks, but it's not this crazy overblown thing like The Notebook. So yeah, where Notebook was like an A+, the romance in this one was like a B-. You still have some of the cheesy romance stuff you like. The daughter and Mason Thames. Is it Thames or Thames? Someone's got to comment and correct me because I always forget to Google it. But they developed this romance really quick. And apparently he's had feelings for a long time. And it seemed kind of cheesy. And cheesy usually is what makes those awesome feelings though. Because I want to go to the theater to not see realism. Often to feel like, romance. But it still didn't hit for them even doing those cheesy things. But that doesn't take away from me enjoying the film. But beyond that, not too many complaints. It's just a fairly decent movie to watch. I'm not in a rush to watch it again, but I don't regret watching it. I'm not regretting you film. Woo! Stand up. I'll be in the bathroom all day. Another thing is, you don't feel the sadness for the deaths of certain characters in this film. Okay, maybe that is a spoiler, but if the trailer didn't give that away, you probably weren't paying attention to the movie trailer. So yeah, you don't feel a ton of sadness at these deaths because you didn't really know the characters that well, but you feel the pain for the characters still living, which I guess is common, but it's an extra dose of pain because of said betrayal. Because, basically because of the characters that were two timing pieces of... So if you like a good little romance movie, I say give it a watch. It does not deserve a 29% on Rotten Tomatoes, but it's also not like the best movie of the year by any means. For those of you that have seen this, did you like it? Do you think it was trash? Are you regretting the time spent? Are you regretting watching this film? I'll tell you one thing I'm not regretting: spending time in my bathroom with you people. Thank you.